Hello friends, warm welcome to all to the channel World of Zoology. This is our next lecture after anemia, that is malnutrition disorder. The next malnutrition disorder is rickets. We'll start with the rickets in our today's lecture. Rickets is a disorder caused by deficiency of vitamin D in children, which is also called as osteomalacia in adults. It leads to softening and weakening of the bones. Vitamin D promotes absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the GI, that is gastrointestinal tract. Its deficiency makes it difficult to maintain proper calcium and phosphorus levels in the bones, which can cause rickets. Adding vitamin D or calcium to the diet generally corrects any resulting bone defects or which is found in the children. That means ricket is a disorder caused by the deficiency of vitamin D in children. In case of the adults, the same is called as osteomalacia. Rickets caused due to genetic condition may require additional medications or other treatment. Some skeletal deformities caused by rickets may need corrective surgery. Now we'll consider the next point, that is nothing but sources of vitamin D. We can get vitamin D free of pay because vitamin D can be received from two sources, and one that is important is sunlight. Our skin produces vitamin D when it is exposed to solar radiation. But the skin of the children who have little or no exposure to sunlight fail to produce vitamin D. Children in developed countries use sunscreen, which blocks the rays that triggers the skin's production of the vitamin D from solar radiation or sunlight. The second source is from the food, such as fish oils, fatty fish, such as mackerel, sardine, that is Sardinella longicepe and other variety of the sardine, oily fishes. Then eggs yolk. Eggs yolk means the yellow part of the egg that contain vitamin D. Vitamin D can also be added to some foods such as milk, cereals and fruit juices. Now we'll consider the next point, that is causes of rickets. Inadequate supply of vitamin D through diet or insufficient exposure to sunlight could be the causes of rickets. Now we'll consider the next, the problems which are associated with absorption. Some children are born with developed medical condition that affect the way their bodies absorb vitamin D. Some example which are given are the celiac disease, inflammatory bowel disease, then cystic fibrosis or the kidney problems that may cause defective absorption or less absorption. Symptoms of the rickets: delayed growth, pain in spine, pelvic region and in the legs, then muscle weakness. Rickets softens the growth plates at the end of the child's bone. It can cause skeletal deformities such as bowed legs, thickened wrists and ankles, breastbone projection that form a structure like pigeon chest and therefore known as pigeon chest, which is deformity, bowed leg, then thickened wrist and ankles, and breastbone projection, which is also known as pigeon chest. Here, the breastbone projection is shown in this diagram, which is known as pigeon chest, with large forehead and stunted growth of the skull region. Also the spine, which is odd, wide joints at elbow and wrist, then odd shaped legs, that is femur bone especially, which is bowed or it forms a deformity, then large size of the abdomen, odd shaped ribs forming breastbone, and what we term it as the pigeon chest, wide ankles. These are all symptoms of the ricket child. These are the deformities which are from the observe the some shape which is changed in case of the largest bone, that is femur, and bowed legs, or we can observe the legs which are on inner side compared with the normal leg, or on the outer side, outer body part, directing towards the outer part or the inner side of the legs. Next point is the prevention. As you know that prevention is better than cure. Since children at times may not be adequately exposed to sunlight, it should be ensured that they get vitamin D through their diet, or are given vitamin D fortified foods such as infant formula, cereals and milk. But remember one thing, that our ancestors, they are keeping the child in the morning solar sunlight for synthesis of the vitamin D. Means they know the way how to protect the child from this deformity. Remedy: most cases of rickets can be treated with vitamin D and calcium supplements. Their doses may vary with age of the child, and therefore it must be given under medical supervision. Means dose for 1 year is different from the dose for the second or third year. It vary according to the age of the child. For some cases of the bow legs or the spinal deformities, special bracing or position child's body may be suggested so that the bone grows in proper way due to the bracing which is given to the or the support which is provided to the leg bones. More severe skeletal deformities may require surgery. That is support given by the special bracing is not sufficient, then surgery is suggested. These are the two photographs, one showing pediatric ricket and another adult ricket with deformities formed in their bones due to ricket, and in which the delayed disappropriate growth in case of the child, which is shown in the first diagram, and that may lead to motor development, delayed motor development and abnormalities, bow shape of the leg or the leg bones, then even the chest bone which is abnormal growth is shown. Even in case of the adult one, the deformity which is related with the limb formation, then tooth formation, what we term it as a osteomalacia, then pains which are observed in case of the adult person, that is bone and joint pain, then stiffness at the point of the joints, muscle pain, weakness. These are all symptoms, and that may lead to disability that impact the ability to work, to do the work in case of the adult person. With this, we have finished the topic rickets, and now we'll see the next topic of the same, that is malnutrition disorder, and the name of the topic is marasmus, protein energy malnutrition. See you again in the next lecture. Thanks for watching my lecture. Share this video for the benefit of the maximum students. Do not forget to subscribe the channel World of Zoology. Thank you.